So it looks like the Cowboys are ruling out picking a very important position in the 2025 NFL Draft, at least in the early rounds. Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Mauricio Rodriguez here at ATZ Sports Dallas. We are inching closer to the 2025 NFL Draft. And listen, this time of the year, we're just trying to decipher what everyone's plans are. And it is hard to do so because it is smokescreen season. However, with the Cowboys, I have come to a conclusion. I really think they will ignore a specific position, at least in the first couple of rounds in the 2025 NFL Draft. And the thing is, I'm not taking this away from a quote or anything. I'm taking it away from their actions. And if you look at the Cowboys free agency and what they did, it's true. They made a lot of signings. They had a lot of trades, 3 of them so far. But if you notice, all of these moves are for depth. They didn't really add people that are going to be in the starting lineup. So it's not like you can rule out anything based off of one signing. Maybe at the backup quarterback spot, because after getting Joe Milton through a trade, I don't think they're going to pick quarterback. But that's not the position we're here to talk about. Because recently, the Cowboys made yet another signing. Former Bengals offensive lineman Hakeem Adeniji. Now, Adeniji by himself might not tell us a lot, but look at what the Cowboys have done on offensive line this offseason. They've added Adeniji, they've added Rob Jones, the veteran, and they also added Sadiq Charles, who is a 25-year-old that was once a 4th-round draft pick that out of nowhere retired last year, but that is back on the football field in 2025. This is the position that they've addressed time and time again this offseason, and while I don't see any of these guys as guys who can come in and sit Brock Hoffman, for example, it's important depth and it's important competition for the spot. And some of these guys might even challenge Terrence Steele if his training camp goes wrong. But this is more about the way that the Cowboys do things. I don't think the Cowboys front office is the kind to start signing so many guys or getting so many guys at a specific position if they plan to address it anyways in the NFL draft. Instead, the way that the Cowboys do things is a little bit more reactive. And this feels to me like they're looking at this year's draft class, like they're looking at their scenarios and who they're likely going to pick. And I view this situation as, we're just not likely going to add an offensive lineman, so let's start getting some people in the room. This is how the Joneses operate, and I'm not saying right now it's wrong or right. We'll leave that debate for another day, but this is how they've done things for a long time. If they start adding a specific position before the NFL draft, usually it kind of means they're not going to go ahead and spend premium picks in that same spot. So even though they're not adding big-name free agents that are going to shake up the starting lineup, it's starting to feel to me that the Cowboys are preferring to address their offensive line in a different way. Plus, the most important thing here is they have their 5 starters from last year, if we include Tyler Guyton in that group of guys. They can start the season with the same guys they played with towards the end of the year, including Brock Hoffman, who when he filled in for Zach Martin was honestly better at that point than the legend that was dealing with all of these injuries. Now, some of these dudes, they might end up challenging Hoffman. And I mentioned Sadiq Charles as an example. Sadiq Charles was going to start for the Tennessee Titans in 2024 before he abruptly retired for personal reasons. It's never been quite clear why that happened in the first place. There's been reports and comments from Brian Callahan, the Titans head coach, that it was more of a him decision. It was more about him not wanting to be on the gridiron, basically. But he's a solid player, and he could end up challenging Brock Hoffman. Now, you also have Adeniji joining the squad, and this is someone that has started multiple games at tackle. He started multiple games at guard, maybe not at the top of his game, but he's shown some flashes, and he has specifically some snaps there, here and there that you can see on social media. And there's also Adeniji, who has position flex, and he has 15 career starts, some of them at tackle, some of them at guard. Don't be surprised if out of nowhere he challenges guys like Hoffman and Steele if their training camps are a little bit of a struggle. I'm not saying there should be. I'm saying at least with Steele specifically, there's some question marks after he didn't play great when the Cowboys were dropping back and throwing the football early in 2024. Things did get better for him when Cooper Rush was at quarterback, but Cooper Rush was getting rid of the ball quickly. So it's a question mark. It's all I'm saying. But as of right now, the Cowboys have signed 3 offensive linemen, and that's different from the way that they've handled things at other positions. All I'm saying is I don't see this front office using the number 12 overall pick in Kelvin Banks from Texas, even though he's among their top 30 visits. I honestly would be surprised if they pick someone at 44th overall and even 76th overall. So watch out. The Cowboys might wait until day 3 to address offensive line. That's not necessarily wrong, but it would be surprising with the way that they do things because they always value offensive line a whole lot. But so far, this is the feeling that I'm getting out of these free agency decisions they've been making so far. But we're days away to finding all of this out because the NFL draft is almost here.